Hey guys, today I want to talk about scarcity thinking and how it shows up even when we think we're having success in our life. I'm going to give a few examples, but before we get into that, let me just quickly tell you this is what it sounded like for me. It sounded like I'm always going to be in debt. It doesn't matter how much I make, I'll never really get ahead. It's one step forward, two steps back. I can't afford the life that I really want. I'll never really be financially free. I can make more and I can save up more, but I'm not confident it'll ever be enough. This is the kind of thinking that will affect you even when you are starting to see success, even when you're starting to do the things that will increase your wealth. They can still show up. And ultimately, this kind of thinking will lead to self-sabotage because the truth is, it's founded on the notion that there's not enough for everybody to have all that we want, that somebody has to take less so that I can have more. So what happens is you can start to have success in your life, but then you'll see somebody else have more success than you or a greater success. And so for a lot of that, that'll kind of cause those voices to rise up inside of us. And we start to fear again, oh, I'm never gonna have enough. It's never gonna be good enough. Or we compound it with guilt. As that happens, we start to then act out the belief for fear of becoming somebody that you don't want to be. So another limiting belief that comes up a lot is that rich people, highly successful people are greedy or corrupt. One that showed up for me a lot as I climbed the corporate ladder is that people who do well in corporate life are schmoozy. And I don't know what it is about the concept of schmoozing or brown nosing, butt kissing. All of that stuff was so highly aversive to me that as those thoughts came in, I resisted them and I fought against them. And I said no to opportunities that could have led to my greater success. Like maybe I said no to networking opportunities, or I said no to meeting some people. I said no to going out to dinners that might have actually been really helpful for me to be there and to be sitting at those tables. So this is how it can manifest in our lives, even when it seems like we're doing well and like we don't have any money hangups. Truth be told, a lot of us are raised like this. And I think this is more for people who grew up in blue collar homes who are entering into the white collar workforce. They go into knowledge work. And when you go into knowledge work, you don't have this tactile physical thing that is evidence of the contributions you're making. And so you can fall into this pattern of thinking of like, well, nothing's real anyway. It's all funny. It's all funny money. It's all funny productivity. It's all about busyness. It's all about appearances. And this contributes or multiplies the falseness of what you're trying to build. And when you are living in a situation where you feel like what you have and what you're building is false or built on fakeness, it kind of rots it out. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with where they have these beautiful looking lifestyles on the outside, and on the inside, they're frustrated because they feel like it's deception, it's fake, it's not real. What I help people really understand is that A, it's okay to want bigger things. B, you wanting bigger things doesn't take away from other people being able to have it. C, it doesn't affect your humility. Humility is a heart condition. So whether you carry a Louis Vuitton handbag and drive a Ferrari, that has nothing to do with the humility of your heart. If you can afford it, then that's wonderful. The snag is when you start to get into spaces where you're trying to acquire things you can't really afford, or when you start to say no to things you can't afford because you're afraid of how it's going to make you look. And all of this ties back to this scarcity thinking, this idea that you can't win without somebody else losing, or they can't win without you losing. There's not enough for everyone. And if there's not enough for everyone, then are you worthy of what you have? But in reality, there's more than enough for everyone. As a matter of fact, one of the most eye-opening things that I learned through a coffee table book I picked up a while ago, the book is called 10 Global Trends Every Smart Person Needs to Know. And this book taught me that actually the more people there are in the planet, the more creative we become, the more abundant we become as an entire human population, and the fewer people live below the poverty line. So as you're thinking about how can you develop abundance in your life, you really want to contemplate what is unique about you. What is the unique thing? I believe truly that God made each and every one of us differently. And he did that with the intention of us being able to create something very unique or have a purpose that's very unique for our specific lives. And the question is, how are you able to identify that in yourself, whatever your unique purpose is? And then how can you use that to create value for other people so that you can have a more abundant life? What I want to do in this video is just to offer you 5 ways to counteract those false or limiting beliefs and create some action in your life. Number 1, reduce social media consumption. I know there are so many people who talk about this, and they talk about it from a variety of different places, but here's the bottom line. When you are on social media, you are consuming other people's lives. And when we consume other people's lives, we start to desire what they have. It is really difficult to lean into what you want and even be fully aware of what you want when you are constantly observing what other people have. Step number 2 is declutter your home. Get rid of all the excess stuff. Get rid of anything that you don't enjoy, that you don't love, and that isn't meaningful to you. Having a lot of stuff that you don't care about is just having a lot of stuff that you don't care about. There's no real value in it. But streamlining, for example, your closet. Like, this is so important for people to understand. When you walk into your closet and it is filled to the brim with stuff and you feel like you have nothing to wear, which is the story for a lot of people. You could buy fewer things that are of higher quality that you love a lot more. You would take better care of them and you would feel wealthier because every time you put those things on, you feel like $1 million. So the closet is just one example, but this is true across the entirety of your home. Being willing to let go of the things that don't serve you anymore is what makes room for the things that will help you to grow into the person you were meant to be. Item number 3 is to get some plants in your life. You know, greenery and plants as a whole are visually evidence of abundance, life, and growth. So having that in your home can be such a big symbolic way of saying, hey, I'm turning a new leaf and I'm letting abundance come into my home. Number 4 is to spend according to your values. This kind of goes hand in hand with number 1, cutting back social media. When we take a break from watching what everybody else is doing and we start to really understand what's important to us and what we value, we can start to spend in alignment with that. And then my last tip is to fix what is broken. If you have broken things in your life, but I have found that living with brokenness in your home is symbolic of brokenness that we carry inside of us. And we can fix the things in our home that we've been tolerating and we've been leaving unattended. From there, things inside of us will begin to surface and we can begin to fix those broken thoughts as well. So as you work through these 5 items, you will begin to have more positive thoughts. You will begin to feel like there is more opportunity. You will see more opportunities and you will gain peace and have a growing sense of prosperity. These are natural outflows that come from taking actions that support those outflows. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe. And also, YouTube is recommending a couple other videos that it thinks you will like from my channel. Please check them out and leave a comment below.